I want to turn with you now to how some of the stories here in the world are linked. If you feel like, gosh, chaos on the floor, January 6th anniversary, democracy in peril, are you imagining that more and more things that used to happen in the normal way or ordinary way or according to the rules are not happening that way? You're not imagining it. There is a link between the chaos that we've seen this week in the search for Republicans to find a speaker and the ongoing attacks on democracy in the MAGA or fringe parts of the Republican Party. Consider the 20 Republicans who voted against McCarthy this week. Most of those who just only started to pare back their opposition today, but have been making their point all week. We want to show you right now. 14 of them, that is to say, the majority of the anti-McCarthy bloc, voted to overthrow the 2020 election after the violent attack on the Capitol. 2 of them defied subpoenas by a lawful committee of their own employer, the United States House. They are now under a referral for an ethics investigation, whether the new speaker does anything about that or not. 4 of them went to the Trump White House right before January 6th, plotting how to overthrow the election through, among other things, fraudulent elector schemes. The hearings revealed how several of these people were crucial to the coup plan.
The president said, just say the election was corrupt and leave the rest to me and the Republican congressman. So, Mr. Donahue, that's a direct quote from President Trump, correct?
That's an exact quote from the president, yes.
It's linked, and several in this same group who are trying to topple the incoming potential speaker were also seeking pardons.
And are you aware of any members of Congress seeking pardons?
Mr. Gates was personally pushing for a pardon, and he was doing so since early December.
We mentioned Mr. Gates, Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Biggs did. Mr. Perry asked for a pardon too.
Only they know why they wanted a pardon. Take a Congressman Perry, who, knowing what he knows about what he did, wanted to take the exceptional step of a preemptive pardon, which he would then potentially get and accept and tell people, yeah, I took this pardon for crimes. He was also involved in the attempt to abuse power at the DOJ. Jeffrey Clark, who had his home raided by the FBI, a lower-level official, who then pled the Fifth before the same committee.
Did you discuss this draft letter to Georgia officials with the President of the United States?
Fifth and executive privilege again.
Then there's Lauren Boebert, who tweeted out information about where lawmakers actually were during the security scare, including Pelosi, Republicans confronting her for that later on.
Is it true that you were live tweeting from the floor our location to people on the outside as we were being attacked, Lauren?
Yes, those tweets did go out, and that was something that was live and public information that was broadcast live from.
So don't ask us about security if you're telling the attackers where we're at. I yield back.
That's a tough exchange between people who know that some of their fans on the fringe MAGA side were trying to assassinate those lawmakers. So what we're seeing here is an anti-democracy wing of the Republican Party trying to supersize its power, and doing that on the floor, demanding more power to then undermine the very institution they serve. As we've reported, sometimes it's a gaming of the system from the inside, potentially to destroy it. This remains a time for vigilance.